everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, welcome, and we hope you will subscribe and stick around. We put out videos every Monday night at 10 p.m. and tonight we have a little something different for you. You know, we tend to try to share lots of good tips and tricks and lookbook and fashion inspiration and ideas. And we thought we would do something that kind of talks about some of the mistakes that women make in fashion, that we personally have for sure made some of these mistakes. So this is just, you know, kind of meant to be fun and also to give some of our personal feelings on things and what we've experienced. It's in no way meant to, you know, criticize anybody. Right. Everybody has their own taste and their own ideas about things. These are just our personal things that we've kind of learned for ourselves over the years.
It's an attempt to be able to help you guys feel good about yourself, think outside the box, but never to put anybody down for something that they personally like. It's just things that we found that we would love. Sometimes I look at women who are so beautiful and I feel like, oh, you know, like, gosh, it would look so good if you wore this. Oh gosh, I wish, you know, she would have paired this with that outfit. So
yeah, and even looking back on sometimes like pictures of myself from years past and saying like, why didn't somebody tell me?
Should we insert a photo right now of ourselves?
Oh God. I actually have like the perfect one. I really do. I really do. Because sometimes, you know, it happens when you have teenage girls, I think, especially like you see them put something on and you're like, do I say something? But I'm really trying to let them have like their own style. Yeah. So I'm always like trying to be really cautious, like, you know, when I'm giving them advice about something. But you know, you just wish, like when you look back at your middle school pictures, like, Mom, why didn't you tell me like not to pull my pants up to my chest? Or, I have some bad ones.
Yeah, so. I was so proud of being Asian. I literally had the Great Wall of China on my forehead. It was just like,
let's not even talk about the hair. Let's not even talk about
the higher the hair.
That's not our fault. That was the 80s. Right, that was the 80s fault. That's not our fault.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, these tips are just things that we've learned over the years that, you know, we want to share with you guys. And like we said, it's up to you. You can just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It's just fun. So okay, so the first one I've got for you today is overly matchy. This is for sure something that I know I was guilty of in the past. So, and I still see this sometimes, and there's different ways that it can be done. So, you know, sometimes it's the logos, the monograms, whether it's, you know, this brand or that brand, but you know, you like the bag, so then why not also have the belt, and why not have the shoes? I remember my mom being really guilty of this back in the day. And you know, when you've got the same logos going on and the monograms all over the shoes, the belt, the bag, it kind of looks like you're advertising for that company, and they should really be paying you for that. So, you know, I would just say no overly matchy. And it's not just monogram, it's also like certain prints. So, you know, we talked about it back in our leopard print videos, how to wear leopard print. You know, you don't want to have the leopard print purse, the leopard print shoes, the leopard print belt. We do own those things. We love those things, but you really want to do, you know, one element at a time. And you know, really what's more modern is kind of throwing in a pop of color that maybe isn't even in your outfit, you know, and having a bag that's like a different element that you're bringing in, or a different print that you're bringing in, where everything else is more neutral. So no matchy, not so good.
Yeah, and for me, when I think about it, I was definitely, I'm sorry guys, but I would wear like, you know, the big like earrings that would match the necklace, that would match the bracelet.
They used to sell them like a set.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so. I was even worse because I actually used to have to match the color of my underwear. I swear to God, I used to match. And yes, and if I was wearing jeans, then it had to have, like, everything had to be blue in it, and it was bad. It was really bad. It was a big problem for me. Like, that is adorable. So God. Yeah, don't do that.
I did not expect you to say that.
Hey, you know, we're sharing. So let's just share. We're sharing.
So for tip number 2, either wearing clothes that are too tight or too baggy. Okay, so one of the things about wearing things that are a little too tight is you can actually create, I see it on these like little skinny little girls all the time. They'll wear maybe shorts that are too tight or shirts that are too tight, and it actually makes them look like they are bigger than what they are. And the other, offenders that I've seen are people that are maybe wearing shirts that are just, overwhelming them, and then you really lose any of the ability to be able to really shape your figure, show that you have a figure. I know obviously I am not the same weight that I was when I was in college, but when I wear baggier clothes, I look much, much heavier than when I am. And if I also wear shirts that show off my muffin top, I also look heavier than I am. So trying to find that nice fit of where it just happens to, skim over your figure really is the most flattering. And I think we've actually, we've featured it. We've actually talked about, this tip in the past, and have tried to show you guys, certain fabrics that will give you that, muffin top look, or just show every single bulge that's coming out. So just trying to be aware more so of when you put it on, is it helping my silhouette or is it detracting from it because it's showing too many flaws, or just, it looks like it's a moo-moo that's on me. So
it's true. I definitely was guilty of this one. I feel like when I was younger and actually thinner, I was actually wearing a lot of very baggy peasant type of blouses and stuff, not realizing that, like, why are you wearing that now when you weigh 100 pounds? Like, save that for when you're pregnant. You know? But I definitely thought that somehow that was flattering, but it really just overwhelms you.
It does. And I think that, to a certain extent, the trend, you might see it come in and go, but it really is for those stick figure people who, even when they're wearing the baggiest of stuff, you can still see like their teeny tiny little stick legs.
They need it.
Right, exactly. But for,
most of us.
Exactly.
So this next one kind of goes with what you were talking about with the matchy was the earrings and the necklace, and so too many accessories. You really want to limit your accessories. So for me, I think, really think about a statement piece if you're going to wear something that's, a really big part of your outfit. So I used to really enjoy statement necklaces. Sometimes I still do, like a nice bold statement necklace, but if I'm wearing a statement necklace, then I'm either wearing no earrings at all or a little stud. And if I'm wearing a big bold statement earring, then I'm not wearing a necklace, because the two are very close together and they're competing for attention. So just keeping things balanced. If you wear simple jewelry, then maybe you want to have, a nice long type of lariat with maybe some bracelets. I still feel like you're better off with, if you have a necklace, to have a more delicate earring. That's just honestly like personal taste, because I've definitely seen, YouTubers and Instagrammers who like to have an earring, a necklace, and everything. But for me, I feel like keeping it simple is better. That, that one piece or one piece here, but not so many different elements.
I agree.
Less is more.
Less
is more.
It is. And I feel like it's also, it just tends to detract from the outfit, because you've got so much stuff going on. I almost think of it as maybe like, I don't know if you guys have this too, but like grandma's, shelf where she's got all the knickknacks, and instead of displaying maybe the 2 or 3 pieces that she really loves and treasures, she's got, an entire case full of every single knickknack, there, and you kind of are not sure exactly what's going on because it's so overwhelming. I think that jewelry can also sometimes come off that way. So,
I agree.
Adding just if I'm definitely for sure, if I'm wearing a necklace, I am not wearing earrings, and vice versa. This is the competing area, but for me, like I'll usually either wear like a watch or some sort of, bracelet, because it's so far away that it's not usually a direct competition.
I agree.
Okay, now with tip number 4, I have to tell you, this is something I can definitely relate to, and, often find that I still somewhat struggle with. Not that I'm trying to throw all of my business out there. You can definitely have something that's a little too sexy, but what I've found for myself, because I'm a little bit curvier on top, is when I have something maybe that's a little bit more revealing, I really try to balance it out by not being so exposed on my lower half, And I definitely had heard, this advice, years and years and years ago, but I also think that if you're wearing something that's maybe tight from head to toe,
Mm-hmm.
even if you're covered, it still sometimes can give the same effect, which is you're putting a little too much out there.
Right.
So obviously fit is, one of our other tips that we were recommending for you guys, but also, making sure that you're balancing out. If I have something that's a little bit of a shorter skirt, let's say, I'm going to be a little bit more covered up on the top. If I have maybe a dress that's, low in the back, the rest of the dress will definitely balance out. It won't be, you won't hold up the dress and then wonder which side is the front and which side is the back. You'll definitely know, oh, it's a low dipped,
Right.
dress in the back and it's much more covered up in the front.
Yes.
I think it helps, especially I feel like as I get older,
Mm-hmm.
I'm much more aware of trying to present myself in a way that's classy and flattering and still making me feel, beautiful and yes, sexy, but
Right.
not, I don't want to use a negative word. I'm trying to not use a negative word, so I'm just, but just not being too out there. And I feel like that little trick has helped me to be able to balance myself
Absolutely.
when I'm, because I do have a lot more curves that I'm competing with.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, we have totally different body types, but for me, I always feel like I usually want to focus on the lower half,
She's got great legs. You guys
So-
know. Her legs are amazing.
But if I'm going to wear something short, I usually, a lot of times my husband and I would go to these events where we'd get more dressed up, and I would go for something that was, probably shorter than maybe some people would be comfortable with, but in a fit that was kind of like a looser, I joke and say like my potato sack dresses, that's kind of the joke that I have, but obviously not that loose, but a looser fit, definitely not a body conscious dress,
Right.
More of a flowy type of dress. A lot of them would even have like a long sleeve, a little bit covered up here, and it would literally be that they were just short. So all the emphasis was just on the leg with the heel,
Right.
but everything else, when you're looking at it, it's very conservative. It's very
Yes.
covered, and I felt like that kept it appropriate.
Keeps it a lot classier. It's easier to keep it classier
Right.
when you're not worried about this hanging
Exactly.
out or that hanging out when I
Exactly.
bend over. or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like that. The trick is really, I think, like that one element of sexiness, not multiple. So if you feel really confident about, your upper body and you want to wear a deeper V,
Right.
wear a deeper V and keep the rest conservative.
Yeah.
If you want to show off legs, wear something short, keep this conservative. Like you've got to kind of pick your element, because I feel like when it gets into that other, danger zone is when it's just everything
Yes,
is kind of hanging
and
out.
if you don't see where the theme is going here, it's not dripping with too much accessories, not having too many matchy, not
Yes,
having
it's
too much
true.
of your stuff.
It's
Yeah,
true.
it's just trying to keep that balance and
Absolutely. So for this next one, it is being careful with trends, doing something that's very trendy versus flattering on your body. So I think that for most of us, if you're watching these videos, you probably are interested in fashion. You're probably looking to see what's on trend, what's out new. I know I love that stuff. However, you have to be very careful because not every trend is right for every person.
Right.
So a perfect example that, we're going to show you is the biker short trend. I know this trend is not for me. I'm not going to be wearing biker shorts. I don't care how many movie stars tell me that they're cool. It's just not a good trend for my lifestyle, for me. And, I've definitely seen women who were, our age range, maybe out with their younger daughters, and they're just embracing every trend that they probably heard about from their kid or whatever. So, they've got the fringe, they've got the lace-up sandal that comes up to the knee with the short cut-off denim, and just like so many trends, but they're trends that just aren't really flattering for them. So I feel like you have to pick and choose your trends, There's ways to incorporate trends. For example, if I want to try the fringe trend, maybe I want to try it in a handbag, but I don't necessarily need to try it in a vest that's with a fringe. I mean, that, you see that on the runway. You see it on the runway. You see it on celebrities, but it doesn't necessarily work in real life. So I feel like, yes, embrace the trends, but, know which trends are right for you and how to do them. Don't think that just because this is a trend, I have to wear it. You don't have to wear every trend. There are for sure lots of trends that we don't embrace and you won't see on our channel.
Yeah,
so.
they had the see-through, right? Remember?
Yeah, the transparent.
Yeah, oh
Yeah.
gosh, and there was no way was I gonna wear anything transparent.
That's not happening. The metallic one, I'm kind of like, yeah, probably not going to work for our
maybe
lifestyle.
a shoe or something.
Yeah,
for
maybe in a
date
shoe
night, yeah,
or
something.
jewelry, but
Right.
not really in like
Yeah.
pants.
Can you imagine the transparent, like all here, just letting it all hang out?
No,
ma'am.
no. It
No,
might
ma'am.
get views though. You never know.
I don't want them that bad. No, thank you. Which actually leads right into our next tip, which is kind of on the flip side, if you really think about, which is sometimes as mom, we get very comfortable in doing the same thing. We know we like something, and then we just kind of get into a pattern of doing the same thing over and over and over again. So if you open up your closet and you can kind of see like, yeah, it's kind of looks like I have a uniform, you know, everything really looks the same, then that means you are not getting out of your shell enough. You're not trying maybe some of the new trends that you might think are absolutely nowhere near anything you're going to try. And a great example of that is we had done a video on camo, and we had gotten so many comments from you guys about people who were terrified of camo, never wanted to touch it with a 10-foot pole because they really believed it was just for that younger generation. And for us, you know, camo came out and we said, well, gosh, you know, let's give it a try. Let's see, you know, what pieces might we be able to work with? What could we incorporate that is still age appropriate, makes us feel good, but doesn't make us look like we're trying to look like we're 22 years old. So that's the advice that we would give for you is when a trend does come out, go out and see. Try
Absolutely.
to find out whether there are pieces or elements, you know, of a certain trend that you feel comfortable, you know, incorporating into your wardrobe, and instead of just kind of closing yourself off and saying, absolutely not, wouldn't be caught dead in it unless it's transparent. Wouldn't be caught dead in it, and, you know, I'm not open to that. I mean, you know, there's a lot of really, like, for example, high-waisted jeans.
Yes,
you know, I
that's
think
a big
there's
one.
a lot of them, you know, you feel like, oh, well, gosh, that was kind of in the 80s. There's no way, you know, I'm going to, you know, go back to that kind of jean. But you have to remember the way that they're cutting the jeans is
Totally
different.
different.
The fit of the jeans, the color of the jeans, you know, with the way that they're washing them is different now. So you might find that you are really benefiting from trying a new trend, and your outfit and your wardrobes look fresher and newer. And sometimes you can have things look a little stale, and like I said, it might look a little bit like, oh, I'm out in my you know, my uniform again, you know, with my cut off jeans and my, you know, college t-shirt on with my baseball cap.
And I
you
think
know,
that there's definitely been certain things that I've heard people, you know, stay away from. Like, for example, jumpsuits or the skinny jean trend. You know, I think some women think like, oh, I'm more plus size, I can't
Right.
pull that off. And I'm always like, no, you
Just
have
try
to try
it.
it because
Yes.
it's amazing how good these things can look on all different sizes. Like,
Yes.
I see women who are, you know, plus size looking beautiful in jumpsuits. That's actually something that's very flattering when it kind of, you know, pulls your waist and it
Yes.
shows your curves. And the same thing with skinny jeans. It's all about the balance of finding the right top and the right fit of skinny jeans. So yes, if you have any interest in trying a trend at all, I feel like try it.
Yeah.
Try it and see, you know, before you just write it off.
yeah, kind of like when you tell your kids to try their vegetables before
Exactly.
they say
Just
no.
try it. Just try it.
I mean, you're in the safety of the dressing room.
That's
so
right.
just put it on, and you know, you may find that, oh, you know, I like this trend, but the fabric, I don't really like this fabric or the cut of however it is.
Absolutely.
But just give it a try.
And last but not least, this one is ignoring your shoes. I feel like this is something that I've definitely, you know, noticed before. I feel like, you know, sometimes people put so much into their outfit, and for an example, I would say like someone wearing some really soft colored like floral dress or something, right? And then you pan down and they've got on like black ballerina shoes or a big chunky pair of sneakers. So the shoes are really important because they can really mess up a beautiful outfit. You know, if you're wearing something that's very soft and feminine, you want to go with a soft feminine shoe, maybe like a nude ballerina flat or a soft sandal that's a nice soft shade, a pastel, a nude. And if you're wearing something that, is darker colors, you probably want to, maybe gravitate towards the darker shoe, but really think about like what shoe is going to work and try the shoes on, the different shoes. A big bulky gym sneaker can look great with some jeans and a t-shirt, running errands, but it's not necessarily going to work with a nice pair of pants and, a silk blouse. It's just really going to change the whole look and feel of an outfit. So don't forget about your feet. Really make sure you put effort into choosing the right shoe with the right outfit. Because it really just kind of brings the look together and completes an outfit. It's definitely important. I mean, for us, we love shoes, and we love shoe shopping, so it's not hard, but it's definitely something that you need to consider. Obviously, comfort. I feel like a lot of people do this for comfort, especially if they work on their feet and teachers and stuff like that. Of course, you have to be comfortable. Like, by no means are we suggesting, stilettos look perfect with this, wear your stilettos, but find a good alternative. There are really comfortable ballerina flats out there. There's really trendy, adorable, sneakers, like some that we've featured in our videos, the white Sperry's, the leather Sperry's, or the faux suede, little Old Navy Converse style sneakers. Those are things that really complete an outfit versus like compete or make it look like you just got back from the gym.
Right.
So I think that there's ways to incorporate comfortable shoes without taking away the style of your outfit.
Exactly. And I think, for maybe some moms that are out there, everyone knows like, oh, here I'm going to grab this bag and it's going to really complete my outfit. And your shoe is an opportunity to do the same thing. Your shoe is an opportunity to have another attention to detail that really pulls everything together. So, I totally agree with you. I think that, all of these, tips and advice that we're giving, they really are just not overdoing or not neglecting, something that you're putting together. So
yeah, I mean, really, I think the best kind of fashion basically looks effortless, but yet still thoughtful and cohesive.
Right.
You don't want to look like you're walking the runway when you're at Publix. But, you also don't want to look like you just rolled out of bed and threw on, I mean, not to say that I don't ever do that.
With your sunglasses
and my denim jacket. Definitely done that. Although I'll typically go to like, a store where I'm not going to run into like the school moms and stuff. I'll go to the one like out of the way. But yeah, you want to look effortless and feel, comfortable, but also, still look like you care about yourself and you put a little bit of effort and thought into it. So hopefully these tips and tricks and kind of pointing out the mistakes and how to fix them. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Like we said, this is just our personal opinion.
Right.
If you like to layer on the jewelry and, Mr. T style, like by all means, be yourself, do what you like.
Leave us a comment on how you do it and you make it look good. I'm not opposed to wearing extra jewelry and just find that's not balancing.
Yeah, I mean, I would be okay like dripping in diamonds or something like that.
Is there a diamond on diamond trend coming?
That's right. But hopefully you guys had fun and enjoyed it. We had a good time, coming up with some different ideas for you guys. So if you have any other things that you'd like to see a video on, we would love to hear from you. We really do read all the comments, respond to all the comments, and try to keep in mind what you guys are looking to see. So
yeah, we love them. We really feel like we get great feedback from you guys on what you guys are looking for, what you guys like. Sometimes, new ideas for videos that you guys want to see. So we really appreciate it because we really just want to create the content out there that is helpful to you and interesting to you. So
absolutely. So until next week.
Exactly.
Bye.